Hello, hello! Welcome to Speak Unstoppable, your cozy space to explore English naturally, without pressure and at your own pace. I'm Maria, and I'm so happy you're here today.
And I'm John. Hi, everyone. We're thrilled you've decided to spend a little bit of your day with us, just sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying a gentle conversation that helps you practice English effortlessly.
Today, we're going to talk about something everyone experiences: your very first online meeting. That moment when your camera is on, microphone unmuted, and you have no idea what's going to happen next. Can you feel that little nervous excitement already?
Oh, yes. I remember staring at the screen thinking, am I supposed to speak first or just wait quietly? That mix of curiosity, fear, and excitement, it's so relatable.
Exactly. Listeners, as we dive in, think about your first online meeting. How did it feel? Were you nervous, excited, or maybe a little confused? Using simple words to describe your feelings makes your story relatable and fun to share in English.
And remember, small mistakes are completely okay. Even if your hands were shaking or you said the wrong word, your story still matters. That's the beauty of learning naturally, step by step.
So, let's take a deep breath together and start exploring those first online meeting moments. Short sentences, reaction words, and honest emotions are your best tools, and we'll guide you through them, one tiny step at a time. John, do you ever remember your very first online meeting? That moment when your camera is on, microphone unmuted, and you have no clue what's going to happen next?
Oh, absolutely. And I bet you froze a bit too, right? I remember staring at the screen thinking, am I supposed to speak first or just wait quietly?
Exactly. That pause, that tiny wave of panic. I felt that too. It's a strange mix: curiosity, excitement, and a little fear all at once. Listeners, when you share your first online meeting experience in English, start with your feelings. Words like nervous, excited, or confused make your story instantly relatable.
I remember saying, I'm fine, even though my hands were shaking. Then, in my head, I corrected myself. No, I'm a bit nervous, actually. That self-correction is completely normal. It actually makes your English sound more natural.
Absolutely. And here's a tip: don't shy away from reaction words. A simple wow when something surprising happens, or ha 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 if something funny occurs, brings your story to life. Like, wow, everyone has their cameras on. Or, ha ha ha, I didn't know how to mute myself.
Small fillers like or ah are perfectly fine too. They make you sound human, not robotic. I used them a lot, and it helped me relax.
Remember, you don't need complicated words. Simple phrases with genuine feelings are much more engaging. Saying, I was really nervous at the start, works beautifully.
Also, break your story into tiny sections. Talk about logging in, introducing yourself, sharing first impressions. Short sentences make it easier to communicate and easier for your listeners to follow.
Exactly. I remember saying, I joined the meeting, um, and everyone, uh, was so serious. Then I corrected myself. I joined the meeting, and everyone seemed so serious. See? Tiny adjustments are part of learning.
And questions keep it interactive. Ask your listeners, what was your first online meeting experience? Or, did you feel nervous or confident? It keeps people engaged from the start.
And here's a small challenge. Try telling your first online meeting story in 3 sentences. One about your feelings, one about what happened, and one about your reaction. Simple, effective, and easy to practice.
Short sentences, reaction words, and honest emotions. These are your best tools. Over time, You'll naturally add details without feeling pressured.
And even tiny sentences count. I said hello. I introduced myself. I felt nervous. All help you practice and build confidence.
Focus on expression, not perfection. Your story is valuable even if it's simple.
Practice aloud whenever possible. Tell your story to a friend, family member, or even in front of a mirror. The more you speak, the easier it becomes.
Mistakes are learning opportunities. Don't stress. Communicate honestly, and your English will grow naturally.
Listeners, your first online meeting is a milestone. Sharing it in English is a wonderful way to practice while celebrating your experience.
Imagine your story like a mini adventure. Anticipation, little challenges, and your reactions. That's what makes speaking fun and easier over time.
And I'd love to hear from you. What was the most memorable moment of your first online meeting? Share in the comments and practice your English by telling your story.
Remember, it's not about perfect grammar. It's about sharing your experience and enjoying the process. Short sentences, reactions, and honest feelings are all you need.
So, embrace your first online meeting memory, speak freely, and keep your stories simple. That's how confidence in English grows, step by step. John, do you remember the moment when everyone in the online meeting started talking at once? I froze completely. It felt like my brain just went blank.
Oh, yes. I think I just muttered, good morning? It wasn't perfect, but somehow it worked.
That's so relatable, listeners. You don't need perfect sentences to communicate. Sometimes a simple, "Hi everyone, nice to meet you," is more than enough to get started.
And don't be afraid to pause for a moment. Silence can actually give you time to think. I often used that pause to breathe and organize my words. It's okay to take a beat.
I remember thinking, what if I say something wrong? But then I realized everyone makes mistakes. Sharing simple feelings like, "I'm a bit nervous," makes your story authentic and relatable.
Exactly. I once said, I hope I won't embarrass myself, and my colleague replied, don't worry, we all were nervous the first time. That's the beauty of online meetings. You're never alone.
Here's a tip for listeners. Use short phrases and simple adjectives. Words like nervous, excited, funny, or surprising express your feelings effectively without pressure.
And reaction words are your friends. A quick wow or oh when something happens makes your English sound natural. Like, oh, they shared their screens already.
Or, wow, everyone is so organized. Even beginners can sound confident using these small expressions.
Another tip, prepare a few ready phrases in advance. For instance, could you repeat that, please? Or, I didn't catch that. Can you explain again? It's like a safety net for tricky moments.
And self-correction is totally fine. Small phrases like, "I mean," or "actually," let you adjust your words without stress. Listeners, this is part of speaking naturally.
Interaction matters too. Ask questions to your colleagues, like, how do you usually start your day? Simple engagement keeps the conversation flowing and your confidence growing.
Right. And viewers, share your first chaotic online meeting experience in English. Short sentences, honest reactions, and tiny phrases are all you need to practice.
Start by describing your feelings, then the setting, and finally your reactions. That sequence keeps your story clear and easy to follow.
Don't worry about mistakes. Even if you say, "I didn't understand nothing," it's a chance to learn and improve. Every attempt builds confidence.
The key is communication, not perfection. Each time you speak, you grow a little more comfortable with English.
Humor helps too. Sharing a funny moment from your meeting makes your story engaging.
Like when I accidentally left my camera on while eating breakfast. Everyone noticed, and we all laughed. That's real-life learning, and it's okay to share.
Practice storytelling aloud. Short sentences, reactions, and honesty make you sound natural. Even beginners can shine this way.
I want to know from you, what was the most surprising or funny thing in your first online meeting? Write it in the comments and practice English at the same time.
Embrace these little experiences. They're stepping stones to confident speaking. Your stories matter, no matter how simple.
Remember, every short sentence you speak counts. Over time, you'll feel more relaxed, fluent, and ready for any online meeting.
So take your first chaotic meeting memory, practice telling it in English, and celebrate every small win. That's how real confidence builds. John, do you remember when I tried to explain my weekend project in that first online meeting? I stumbled over my words so much, I felt like I might never get it out clearly.
Oh, yes. I remember you saying, I, finished, painting? But you know what? The idea still came across. That's what matters. Communication first, perfection second.
And I'd love to hear from you. What was the most memorable moment of your first online meeting? Share in the comments and practice your English by telling your story.
And small phrases like, I see, or that's interesting, are great tools. They keep you part of the conversation and sound natural, even if you're a beginner.
Sometimes we overthink and freeze. I often practiced a few sentences before my meetings just to feel prepared.
That helps a lot. Writing tiny prompts on sticky notes, like, could you explain that again? Or, I agree with that point, gives confidence when you're unsure.
Don't forget reaction words too. Oh, wow, really? They're small but powerful. They show engagement and make the conversation lively.
Humor is always a winner. I once said something completely wrong, and a colleague joked, nice try. We laughed, and the tension melted away.
Mistakes are natural. Sharing them makes you relatable. Even experienced speakers stumble sometimes.
Admitting mistakes is powerful. You can say, oops, I didn't mean that, or let me rephrase. It's part of natural conversation.
Another tip? Describe what you observe. I notice everyone is using their cameras, or the slide looks colorful. Observations are easy, safe, and useful for practice.
And express your feelings. I feel excited, or I'm a bit nervous. Simple words that help you connect with others.
I know some of you are perfectionists, but remember, perfection isn't the goal. Confidence in English grows when you try, adjust, and learn from each attempt.
Short sentences are your friends. Instead of long, complicated ones, say, I finished my project. It was fun. I learned a lot. Clear, simple, and effective.
Pausing is important too. Taking a breath gives you time to think and sounds natural. No one expects non-stop speaking.
Summarizing what others say is useful. Simple phrases like, so you mean, or I understand that, keep you involved without pressure.
And viewers, share your first online meeting stories in the comments. Focus on short phrases, reactions, and honest feelings. It's more than enough.
Try including at least one funny or surprising moment. Humor makes your story memorable and engaging.
Practice daily, even just a minute talking about your meeting. Each small attempt builds fluency and confidence over time.
Listeners, remember, every sentence, every reaction word, every pause counts. Progress happens step by step, not instantly.
Your stories matter. Even simple observations or feelings make you a better communicator in English.
So think about your first online meeting. Speak aloud, laugh at mistakes, celebrate wins, and slowly, speaking English will feel natural.
Embrace these moments, enjoy the process, and don't worry about mistakes. They're proof you're learning and improving every day. John, I still remember how I felt after that very first online meeting. I thought I'd made a fool of myself, but actually, I survived it.
And more than that, you learned so much in just one session. The key is noticing small wins, even if it's just saying one sentence without freezing.
Listeners, think about your first online meeting. Did you speak at all? Or were you mostly observing? Either way, every small attempt counts.
Absolutely. Preparation helps a lot. Before meetings, jot down phrases you might use. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to add, or can you clarify that? Simple tools that boost your confidence.
And when you listen, repeat key phrases in your head. It helps you respond faster and makes you feel part of the conversation.
Don't forget body language. Even small gestures like nodding or smiling on camera show engagement and make communication smoother.
Sometimes, pressure comes from thinking everyone is judging you, but most people focus on their own words and ideas. You're not being scrutinized as much as you imagine.
Exactly. And funny moments help too. I once accidentally unmuted myself and sneezed during a serious discussion. Everyone laughed. It broke the tension instantly.
Listeners, sharing these experiences in the comments can be fun and educational. Your story could help someone else feel less nervous.
Reflection is important. After your meeting, note what went well, even the tiniest things. Did you say one phrase correctly? Celebrate it. Did you understand someone's point? That's a win too.
Using ready phrases reduces anxiety. Even short ones like, I agree, good point, or can you explain that? Make participation easier.
And reaction words? They're magic. Wow. Interesting. Really? Simple, natural, and they keep you connected without overthinking.
Practicing with friends or colleagues in low-pressure settings helps a lot. Even one-on-one virtual chats can boost your confidence more than you think.
And remember, slow progress is still progress. You don't need to be perfect. Every attempt builds your fluency and self-assurance.
Another tip. Describe what you see or hear. I see the report is detailed. Or, the background looks neat. Observations are simple, but they give you practice and confidence.
And don't be afraid to admit when you're unsure. I'm not sure I understand. Could you repeat? Is perfectly fine and shows engagement.
Listeners, write your first online meeting experience in the comments. Include one challenge and one success. Reflecting reinforces your learning.
Humor always helps. Even a small laugh at yourself makes you comfortable, memorable, and relatable.
And keep practicing daily. Even 2 or 3 sentences a day about your meeting will gradually improve your confidence and fluency.
Focus on short sentences, reaction words, and honest observations. They're enough to communicate clearly and naturally.
So, take your first online meeting story, speak it out loud, laugh at mistakes, celebrate the wins, and slowly, speaking English will feel easier and more confident.
And remember, every small step matters. The goal isn't perfection, it's being able to communicate your thoughts naturally.
Now, listeners, I'd love to hear from you. What was your most memorable moment from your first online meeting? Share it in the comments below and practice your English with us.
Yes, And don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to Speak Unstoppable and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you can share your story, mistakes and all, because every attempt counts.
Bye, everyone. Keep speaking, keep laughing, and see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, and remember, your journey in English is unstoppable.